Hey there. In this video I'd like to talk a little bit about snack foods and snacking while you're eating low carb. In kind of an old school belief, and this is going back, I guess, before the 60s. I remember when I was a kid, a lot of the popular diet programs at the time were advocating eliminating in-between meal snacks. It was one way that you got extra calories, and that was responsible for making you fat, when in reality it was the nature of the food you were eating and how much of it. And I find eating low carb, I can have a snack. In fact, I probably snack at least twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. And that's what you're usually advised when eating low carb, is to eat until you're full and never go hungry, just as long as you watch your total daily carb intake. So I'd just like to share with you some of the snack ideas that have served me well. One of the old standbys is meat and cheese. Here I've got pepperoni slices and cheddar cheese. Sometimes I go with mozzarella, which is a good combination with the pepperoni, kind of a crustless pizza. Or you can just have the cheese by itself, and sometimes that goes well with fruit like an apple. Speaking of which, got some apple slices here. I've sprinkled some cinnamon on them, gives it a little bit of a sweeter taste. It's a nice thing about cinnamon. You can get a sweet taste from it without any added sugar. Not quite sure why our apples here are so small. I think maybe we're getting a miniature variety. Something I've been eating a lot of lately is pecan halves. And these are really good. They've got kind of a buttery, fatty kind of taste, which is very satisfying. I also really love pistachios. The only thing with nuts is you got to just watch your consumption. Because if you just eat straight out of the bag, you can find out you're eating half the bag, and then you're going to get in trouble with the extra calories at snack time. So that's the one thing that I like to measure out. I'll go with a 1/4 cup and just dump those out. And it's also, got some salt on nuts like cashews or pistachios. It tends to make you eat more. And then we have the sweeter stuff. Here's the banana ice cream mousse that I demonstrated in the previous video. And that's always a good one if you get thinking for something sweet. And of course, one of my favorites, the coconut oil fudge. This is a combination of peanut butter and cocoa powder. Got to be careful with those because it's easy to overeat it. And then finally, we've got these, we're called paleo balls. This isn't my recipe, it's something I got from Peace, Love, and Low Carbs. Excellent low carb cooking blog. And these are essentially cream cheese, peanut butter, heavy whipping cream, and sugar-free chocolate pudding. And they're really good. You just put these in the freezer. That's one of the great things with the low carb community. There's a lot of very talented people out there that are excellent cooks, much better than me, and they share all the recipes freely online. So you can get a lot of good ideas from there. And I usually always have a mug of coffee to go along with my snacks. And the timing of the snacks, I find that I tend to get hungry about 2 hours after a major meal. So I'll have a mid-morning snack, mid-afternoon after breakfast or after lunch, and then sometimes an evening snack. Pretty much it's a delayed dessert, so it could be an hour or 2 after dinner. And I don't particularly worry about eating after a certain time. A lot of people say, oh, you can't eat after 8 o'clock or else you're just going to go to fat. I just think that give yourself at least an hour buffer before you go to bed to give your body a chance to digest, and then we'll keep you up. Okay, kind of feeling like a snack here, so we'll let everybody go, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video.